car keys are right there. Okay. We should be live now. Seahorses. Sorry, we're trying to.
Don't worry about it.
We're trying to figure out if we're working at all, guys. This is my first time in a hotel room for a long time without a laptop and a whole setup. I'm working straight from my phone. Got my mom on the cell phone next to me so she can tell me what's going on in the chat, because I can't see the chat at all. Believe I'm streaming though. We're going to do a seahorse this morning. Seahorses.
Nope.
What do you?
I don't have you.
You don't have me?
No. Unless the lag is just great.
Well, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on.
Okay. I'm not. So I'm refreshing it. There we go. Now I have you.
Okay, good. Let me see. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, shoot. This is so much fun to figure out on the fly. You'd think a couple of smart cookies like us would have had this worked out well in advance.
Okay, let's do this.
Alright. Now I can see me and I can see the screen, and I think I can see the chat. Hey Aurora. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning, and at 5:30 in the morning on, is it Friday morning? Wow. At 5:30 in the morning on Friday mornings, I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier, and I draw it, and we talk about it. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is a seahorse. And it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little seahorse. And I'm coming to you live from Chickasha, America, in a hotel room from my phone. And so everything's new to the setup today. And I hope you can see the reference to the side. I hope that you can see the drawing well. I think the lighting for you is better than the lighting for me, to tell you the truth.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, because from my perspective, I'm sitting in the dark. I mean, it's really dark where I am. But
let that just go roll on by.
I have no idea what you're saying.
I said I'll let that roll on by.
Let what roll on by? That it's really dark where I am?
That you're in the dark. So Aurora says we're an hour behind her.
Okay, so she's in the East Coast? She's in Ontario. Isn't Aurora in Ontario? Alberta? I don't know Canada. I don't know. I'm not that strong with geography in the United States, let alone Canada. But today we're drawing a seahorse. Virginia. Oh, okay.
You were way off.
Why did I think you were in...
No, East Coast.
Why did I think you were in Canada? Yeah. Oh well. My mom and dad were in Virginia My dad was stationed at Norfolk 100 years ago.
It was 100 years ago.
It almost 100 years ago.
Pamela. Yay.
Yay, Pamela, good morning. So we're drawing a seahorse today. Seahorses have many people already know this fact. Seahorses have the unique function where the male carries the offspring to term in a pouch. The males are they're the ones that give birth. Males have a pouch that the females deposit their eggs into, and then the male fertilizes the eggs in his pouch, and then the lining of the pouch changes to provide nutrients for the eggs, and he carries the eggs around in his pouch and protects them. And as they get closer to birth, and it's a live birth as far as he's concerned, when it gets closer to birth, he changes the lining and the fluids in his pouch to more closely resemble the ambient seawater, not just temperature but salinity, so that when they're released into a calm, relaxing atmosphere that they're already accustomed to.
Joe is here.
Good morning, Joe.
And Aurora says she doesn't know why you thought she was in Canada.
I don't know why. Yeah, I have no idea why I thought she was in Canada. I'm going to chalk it up to being old. Canada was the first thing that came to mind. I have no idea why. They're the closest thing in nature to a placental animal that does not have an actual placenta, like a mammal. And that is quite shocking to the researchers who want to understand how something like that develops. But it's other things. There's other little structures about them that I'm curious about too. Like, why do they have ears? Why do they have these little earbuds? What do these earbuds do? Why do they look like horses? They have no mouth. They have no stomach and they have no teeth. Joe mentioned this yesterday. They have no stomach and they have no teeth. They're just little feeding tubes that hang on with a tail, hang on to the grasses with a tail, and they barely move. As a matter of fact, the dwarf seahorse is officially the slowest fish in the ocean. And I read that and I wrote it down, but what I didn't do is I didn't write down what its top speed is and why it's relevant. But I guess it's not much faster than stop.
Per hour.
5 feet per hour.
So that's 0.01 miles per hour.
How many bananas is that? How many bananas is that? Well, there's Claudia. Good morning, Claudia. I feel bad. Pamela's here. Claudia's here. I can't push your buttons. I'm not where I am that I can push your buttons. But I can still say howdy. I can still I didn't think there was any way I was going to be able to see the chat, but I think I figured that out. But I still have my mom helping me out, because I can't read the chat and respond and draw at the same time. I can barely talk and draw at the same time. And often,
glad you are there for you.
and often I can't even do that much. Claudia said, "I'm glad you are there for you." All right. Now then, let's see here. My dad is brewing a cup of coffee and it smells good. I'm sharing a room with my dad, and he's brewing coffee and it smells wonderful. He asked me if I wanted a cup. I should have said yes faster. Seahorses are related to pipefish, which are also just feeding tubes. Pipefish show up in the fossil record about 50 million years ago. What, Mom?
I said, Claudia said she means she knows how you enjoy being with your kids and grandkids.
Oh yeah, we got to see some of them last night. My daughter and her boyfriend and her baby came and joined us for ice cream last night.
And then Joe wants to know if you had any hot tub last night.
If I didn't have a hot tub, we're at a Motel 6. We're not where the hot tubs are.
They'll keep the light on, but no hot tub.
Yeah. We are not where there are hot tubs. We may get essence of Seahorse today, because honestly I'm sitting over here in the dark. I can barely see what I'm drawing, but I think it looks pretty good. I like it.
Joe said he'd avoid a Motel 6 hot tub if they existed.
You know, I've stayed in Motel 6 many, many, many times in my life. This is not the worst hotel I've been in. This is just a budget motel, you know. It's a nice little room, comfortable beds. I can't complain about that. It is not the Marriott though, that's for sure.
Did you want a cup of coffee?
I would love a cup of coffee.
I don't know how much sugar.
And that size probably 2.
I don't have a way to stir it.
Just use your finger. My dad taking care of me.
But he said he doesn't have a spoon.
He said he doesn't have any way to stir it.
He does. Look in the bag with the coffee pods.
Mom says there's a spoon in the coffee.
Oh, good. Okay.
So they separated from pipefish. By studying their genetics, they think they separated from pipefish about 25 million years ago. They know that by 13 million years ago, they had already assumed this upright curl, this upright way of curling up around the grasses. And the current thinking is that the the Arctic shift, I'm sorry, not the Arctic, the tectonic shift caused the seabed to rise in a lot of areas and caused the development of grasses where the pipefish were. And those grasses were a new and unique niche to hide in. And it didn't take the seahorses long. It didn't take them long to figure out how to exploit this unpopulated area. And all they had to do so was turn upright. Because normally they'd be laying this way, and now they're going this way. Normally they would be mostly straight. Now they're curled around the grasses. So yeah, we may just get essence of Seahorse this morning. How are we doing on time? I can't see a clock anywhere.
5:48.
Oh, we're doing really well.
That's it too.
We're fine. Oh, you know what I didn't bring? I didn't bring vermilion.
Oh no!
I didn't bring the spray. I didn't bring the vermilion. And Pamela's here today.
I know, and you don't have vermilion.
That's not entirely accurate. I can get to vermilion if we have to. And then we have to figure out how to dance for Claudia. And we have to figure out how to get some hair drying in for Ivy. We can't let the fans down, especially the ones we love. We gotta take care of the ones we love.
Claudia says you have to write vermilion then.
No, I pulled my vermilion paint out. I'll sign. Thank you, Dad. I'll sign my name with my paints.
Claudia says the live dance.
Alright. Got a lot of stray pencil marks there.
Joe's fighting a cold and an ear infection.
Oh no, Joe.
Claudia still has her ear infection.
That's no bueno.
But Joe says it's getting better. He said that this side is the grave, so all's good.
There you go. Pamela, are you able to share a Rick update with us? No, you do not have to if you do not wish to. Obviously, we're just all very worried about him. Can't talk, farting.
Claudia said she didn't dare to ask, but thinking to break the law.
Yeah, if you can't If you can't talk about it, that's okay. No pressure from us. We're just all very concerned. Maybe I should switch to watercolor.
How many days have you been doing this?
This is 16 days.
You still have 14.
No, I think
to go.
I'm gonna finish the book.
Okay.
I think I'll just go ahead and finish the book. It's, you know, the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and it's the only way to. It's the only way to improve is through practice.
Rick is being treated for an infection in his kidney that was hiding from all tests until they did a biopsy and found it. He's still in the hospital.
Well, I'm glad they found it, and I'm glad it's just an infection, though I know that that's probably painful and dangerous. I hope that they were able to alleviate his pain. Alright, so now we need a drop shadow. Oh man, I moved my seating position and changed my perspective on my fish. So I've got a few structures on there that I shouldn't be able to see from this angle.
They said it is rare and dangerous, but at least now they know what to do.
Right. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Yeah, I don't have any hairspray. I don't have any paint. I don't have any fixative. We'll get some hairspray while we're out today.
Aurora says she just looked it up for you. The dwarf seahorse is about 0.08 inches long and holds the Guinness World Record for the slowest fish in the world, with a top speed of about 5 feet per hour.
Wow. That's really slow. That's about how fast I ran during the PT tests in the Army. I love when you guys do that. When you guys look this stuff up while we're talking about it.
It's slow because of its upright position and its body armor.
Yeah, they have these plates on them. Yeah, they have these plates on them that make them very rigid. They look like they could just flex around and be all bendy like a spine, but those plates are actually fused, so they really don't bend very well. The only thing they can do is curl this tail, flitter this one little fin on the back, and they can move their neck up and down, and even that's not a very good range. They are protected. They are a protected class of animal. The entire group of seahorses and pipefish are protected species. Not just one particular, not just two particular. The entire subset of animals is considered a protected species, which means that if they find a country exporting them, they have to explain the benefit of exporting them, and they have to explain how ethically they were sourced. Because even with hey Adina, even with protection, there's still about 20 to 37 million wild-caught seahorses every year. And the reasons they are wild caught just totally irritate me. I can't. It just absolutely irritates me to think that you are wild catching an animal. The number one reason they were wild caught is for medicinal. There's no medicinal value to a seahorse at all. But they catch them and they use them in traditional medicine in Asian countries. They catch them, they dry them, and they grind them up. And about the only medicinal value they have is whatever medicinal value you can get from fish oil.
Joe says it would take about 7 to 10 adult dwarf seahorses to equal one 8-inch banana.
There you go. 7 to 10 adult dwarf seahorses to equal one adult banana.
Okay, and Joe says that a dwarf seahorse is 1.5 miles per hour baseline, and the larger one is 100 to 150 miles an hour. So it's 70 to 100 times faster.
But that's not a dwarf.
No, that's what I said. He compared the dwarf at 1.5 miles an hour to the larger seahorses at 100 to 150.
How's it go 150 miles? It only got that little fin on the back to speed it along. How's it going 150 miles an hour? That's whack. I wonder if it's just dipping up.
Miles.
Feet.
Meters? Millimeters? What? I don't do metric.
Oh yeah, we're American. Meters per hour. Yeah, we're American. We don't do metric. The only thing we do metric.
People might, but we don't.
The only thing we do metric is the gauge of our bullets. 9mm, 60 caliber. Alright, this whole thing is not white, so we need to make it not white. And let's go around it one more time and get those 1.5 meters, which is around 5 feet. Let's go around one more time and get some of those stray marks out of the way. Make sure the edges of those shadows are nice and clean. So they read as shadows. and not as textures. There's a little bit of reflective light here in the middle. I don't want to overemphasize that.
0 thinks is 1 inch short of 5 feet and 59 inches. Claudia says that makes a small, speedy snail. I think that's a snail.
How did that little...
And then Adina says your sketching and gradient technique is amazing.
Thank you, Adina. How did that little seahorse in The Little Mermaid keep up with the Ariel, the fish, and the crab only moving about a meter per second or minute? I'm not even sure I could be friends with something that moves that slow. But Ariel was friends with Seahorse.
I think so. Great.
Oh, it's time to stop anyway. I'm sitting here fussing with this thing. My dad and I have to go get breakfast and then go to the fair. We're going to the county fair today. I'm going to see if I can't steal a plate of blue ribbon cookies.
Joe says Disney equals possible.
I think they're just faking going slow. Like the like the starfish and the sand dollars that are faking to be slow so that the mermaids will wear them as bras. That's something I would do.
Claudia says film there. We'd love to see the fair.
I'll walk around the fair. I'll absolutely take pictures. I don't know if I'll live stream it. Did we cover everything? So yeah, so being caught for the medicinal trade irritates me because the only medicinal value is the fish oil. The souvenir trade, they catch them, they lay them out on the beach and dry them, and then throw them in the bin for people to buy as souvenirs. You know, why would you take
That's
something
wrong.
out? Why would you take something out of the wild to kill it just to? And there's so many other souvenirs you could have. They put them in little balls of acrylic, little snow globes, live seahorses, and they die. And they kill them and they put them in little balls for displays, for souvenirs. That stuff just irritates me. All right. So there it is compared to the photograph. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to. What did I do with Granny's phone? Oh, you got Granny's phone. Let's see. Probably tied specifically to a network there in Houston. Let's see, where is your camera? You'd think I'd be able to see that. There, that'll work. Let's see. You can't take a picture through the case, by the way. Well, you can. You just get a picture of the case. Let's see what it looks like from my perspective. So there it is from my perspective. Ooh, you can't see that at all. It's just bright light. I can't see that at all. Can you see that at all? I don't know if you can see that. It's just a really bright light.
No, I can't see it.
Let's see what happens if I do this. Does that make it any better?
No.
What if I do
Gotta
this?
wait for the light.
What if I do this? Does that make it better? Is there anything that will fix that? No, I can't show it to you. You'll just have to see it. You'll just have to see it some other way. Just glowing too bright. I wonder if I could just if I could just dim the screen. Maybe. Yeah, that's gonna work. Give it a second. There's a lag. So there it is from my perspective.
I wants to know if you're going to make it to the winery because they'll have live music. And then Claudia says, dim the phone.
Yep, that's what I did, Claudia. I dimmed the phone. There's just a little bit of a lag. Okay, so that's what I did tomorrow. What do we have tomorrow? Let's do this one tomorrow. What could it be? What could it be? The suspense. Oh, the suspense. Oh, look. It's a veterinarian. We can talk about the shift of veterinarians. We can talk about the shift of veterinarians from making sure that food stays healthy to taking care of your pet iguana. How they made the transition from mostly treating farm animals to treating Fifi there. You can see she's holding, I can't tell, I think that's a cat. She's holding a cat. I thought that was one of them little pug-nosed gremlin dogs. And it still could be. It's up for interpretation. But we'll talk about that, more fun veterinarian facts tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time while we sketch this little doctor. So be sure and set your notification bell for that. So guys, let's see what happens if we, how can we do this? Because if that goes, if I just take that and do this. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to it every morning when I get to art with my besties. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. Oh, wait, you know what we didn't do? I'm going to keep dancing the whole time. But you know what we didn't do? Hang on, we got to do this part. This is important. This is wicked important. Hang on.
You're upside down.
I know, it's funny. I used to do the whole show upside down all the time. That's funny. What is today? Today is the 28th of August of 2026. There. When this is my travel kit, I'm using my travel kit because, I'm traveling. And I have this sweatband that I put on my wrist, and I use it to keep my water brush clean and dry. Instead of carrying paper towels and napkins around with me, I just use a sweatband. Alright, now we can call it finished for sure. Alright, you're going to be on camera if you stay there. Okay.
Just going to say hello to my wife. Looks like I'm upside down.
You are upside down. There's my dad.
We're having fun. We're having fun, Artie.
So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do look forward to this every day when I get to art with my besties. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag has caught up with the stream, and I will know that I won't be cut off mid-sentence, and I will know that everybody has had a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other. I will know that Claudia has had a chance to see me shake my groove thing. I will know. The most important part of that, though, is that, oh yeah, you get a chance to click the clicky thingies. You got to be able to click the clicky thingies so you can watch another fantastic video just like this one. But the absolute most important thing is that I don't get cut off mid-sentence, because being cut off mid-sentence is rude and nobody likes that. I cannot dance like that for the whole length of the lag. I am lagged like you would not believe. You guys, wait till have I stood up yet on camera, Mom?
What?
Have I stood up and started dancing yet?
Yes, I already put dancing in.
Okay, but I stood up and danced.
Right.
Okay, good. I'm out. This is not as easy just to end the stream.
I think it's cool that you can do it just anywhere.
Aurora says, nice meeting your dad.
Oh, yeah. Aurora said it was nice.